Hey, what's up guys? It's Sher and I am Shadowhunters Trash, and this episode was lit. If I had to describe this episode in only one word, I would use lit, because this episode was fucking fire, okay? So please remember, I make completely unbiased reviews because I have not read the books. So I have been anticipating this episode because everybody said that it was a really good episode. Like, if you are like on Twitter, if you're like a Twitter Shadowhunter stan, for one, follow me, and for two, you saw how all of like the entire cast and like the producers and the directors and everyone was like, episode 3 is fucking lit. And they was right. They was right. Like, this episode was just non-stop, just power, power, bam, bam, woo, woo, werewolves. It was awesome. It was straight up awesome. And we finally got to meet Maya, and I've already decided she's my daughter. She's my everything. I love her. She's great. She's a badass, and she doesn't give a fuck. And like, I love those characters who are just mean and like not necessarily evil, but like nasty, and they don't care. Like, we need more of those characters on TV, I swear to God. She ran up in there and just started fucking shit up. And I got hella respect for that. I got hella respect, because I wish I would have been that bitch in high school. Just fucking shit up. Like, you go ahead, girl. You go ahead. So this episode starts off with Jace and Clary when they jumped off the boat in last episode. They jumped off the boat, and then once they get into the water, the tide separates them. So they both go separate ways and everything, and Jace ends up with Gretel, which is really weird. She got thrown off the boat as well, but she's dead. So he ended up being really close to her body, and then a woman, because they get swum up to a beach, like they're on a beach where they get found, and this woman, she's jogging, and she sees the body, and she calls the police, and Jace, like an idiot, runs away. And she like calls the police, and she gives them their description and everything. So now the human police are after Jace, as well as the Clave. No one can find out where he is, because he must have a rune that like stops them from tracking him. I think that's how that works. And I'm like, y'all got too many damn runes. I'm confused. I never know what's going on and who's runed where, and I'm really confused. Jace is trying to find his way back home, and he's just trying to find a phone, and he runs into werewolf territory. He goes into this really cool, sleek, musky bar where we meet Maya, who is my daughter, and she is like, you didn't think I'd know you were a shadow hunter? And she's got a bone to pick with him, because she's like, you killed Gretel. And he's like, no I didn't. And she's trying to explain himself, but the werewolves have this thing called blood for blood. So you kill one of them, they gonna kill one of you, and that's law. That's it. You killed my bitch, I'm gonna kill yours. Like, and I low-key respect that. Like, I can't even be mad. But he was really like, I'm not trying to hurt y'all. I just need a cell phone. I need to call the fam. I need to see what's going on. I'm lost and confused. And then on the other side, we have Clary, who ended up getting back to the Institute. She was looking for Izzy, but Aldertree, the fine-ass man Victor, I don't know how they expected me to not like him. He is so fine. Like, they should have got an ugly guy if I wasn't supposed to like him, because he is fine. Like, so she goes and she talks to Aldertree, I think that's his name, and she's like, I don't remember anything, which is a lie. She remembers everything, and she tells Isabel. So Izzy and Magnus are both taking care of Alec. I don't know if I said this in the last review, but basically he's non-conscious. He's stuck in dream world because he did that little thingy with the rock, and now he's just like non-conscious. And he's stuck in this like really weird dream world, this like planet dream, where he is just dreaming about his parabatai and everything that they've been through together. But tell me why they got young kids to play Alec and Jace and Isabel, but they got people of color, boys of color, to play Matthew Daddario's character Alec, who is as white as Wonder Bread, and then they got a white girl to play Isabel, who is Hispanic. Like, isn't she like Mexican and Lebanese, and they got a white girl to play young Isabel? I was like, Now, how y'all just gonna do that? How y'all gonna do that? Like, y'all know good and well y'all could have found a white boy and a Hispanic girl. Like, what's wrong with y'all? It was so bad. And the boys were so tan. The boys that were supposed to play Alec were so tan. I'm like, how he just get pale? Then we also have Simon, who's going through his trials and tribulations as a vampire. You know, he's still getting used to it, and he hasn't been calling his mom. He's been avoiding her because he doesn't want her to know that he's a vampire now. But he goes to his house because his mom has been calling his phone, and he goes there and he thinks that she started drinking again. Now, apparently she was an alcoholic beforehand after their father left, and he found a bottle of vodka in her room, and you know, her room was dirty and stuff, and he was really concerned. And then Raphael came out of nowhere like, why are you trying to go see your mom when you should be going to look for Camille? And he's like, nigga, I got shit to do. Like, he's like, I got other stuff to do. I can't spend every waking moment looking for Camille. I've got other stuff to do. But Raphael don't give a fuck. Obviously, they're not friends anymore. They broke up. They're not cool. So he's like, I don't care. So, what are we gonna do? Simon can't find his mom, so he calls Clary because that's his best friend. And he's like, Clary, I need you. I can't find my mom. You know, I'm really worried about her. And Clary is also trying to find Jace for Alec and Isabel and Magnus. So she was kind of stuck in a hard place. So she asked Isabel, like, what do you want me to do? Like, what do you need from me? And Isabel's like, go help your friend. We got this. We got Alec. We got Jace. You handle your business with Simon. Because no one else is there for Simon besides Clary. Y'all, can y'all tell Clary is catching feelings? Because did you see the way she looked at him and the way she gave him that, like, succular kiss on the cheek? She was like, she was feeling it. And the thing is, I was low-key catching feelings too. I was looking at her, looking at him, and I was like, damn, I feel it. I felt the connection, and it was so, the way she looked at him was so completely and utterly different than season 1. I was like, damn, this is some development. Like, you could really tell, like, from an actor's perspective, the way she went from looking at him to season 1 to season 2, you could tell she catching feelings. And the thing is, she brought me into it as well. I was like, oh shit. Oh. Do y'all feel that too? Like, I know I'm not pulling this out my ass. Like, y'all had to have felt that too. That energy, that connection, that spark. I was, ooh, ooh. And along with all of these other characters, there's so many characters in the show. We have Luke, who is the alpha, trying to control his wolfies. But the thing is, the wolfies are like blood for blood. And then Luke is kind of like, he's kind of there with the Shadowhunters because, one, he used to be a Shadowhunter. He's dating a Shadowhunter. His daughter is a Shadowhunter. So he's seeing everything from both perspectives. So he's like, I need you guys to calm down a little bit because obviously it wasn't necessarily Jace. Even though he kidnapped Gretel, we don't think he's the one that killed her. But the wolves don't care. The wolves don't give a fuck. They are just like, blood for blood, blood for blood, blood for blood. And I'm like, y'all, tone it down, relax a little bit. But Maya isn't listening. She is just like going after him. So remember when Jace was in the bar and this other werewolf grabbed him and threw him out the window, right? And so he got really sick, and then he went out into the human world where they saw him. Obviously, he was bleeding. He had blood everywhere, on his chest, on his head, on his ears, everywhere. And they took him to the hospital, the Mundanes. And then they took him to the hospital, and they drew his blood or whatever, and they're like, whoa, he has, like, magical blood, yo. This is weird. This is different. We've never seen this before. So they wanted to keep him for a few tests, but Jace heard that and was like, oh, hell no, I gotta go. So he gets up and he starts leaving, and the nurse is like, no, you have to stay, da da da. And then Maya comes out of nowhere and she starts like cricking and stuff. You know how werewolves do. And she turns into a whole wolfie, And he's like, I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to do this right now. I'm tired. Alec is sick and hurt because he finally got to talk to Isabel and Clary, and they told him what was going on with Alec, and they're like, you need to get to Magnus's loft. And he's like, I'm trying, but I've got so much stuff going on. There was just so much happening in this episode. Like, this was so much to absorb at once. I'm literally like shaking. How did he get out of the hospital? I don't even know. I don't know. So, don't you know how I said Jace has to get to Magnus's loft to find Alec? Well, Alec was in the Clave house, the Institute, that's what it's called. They were in the Institute, and they were trying to get him to Magnus's loft, but they wouldn't let him leave because Adultery, wait, that's not his name, Aldertree? Victor? Anyway, the new Clave Master Institute man was like, y'all can't leave the Institute. And Isabel was like, bitch, you thought. So she comes up with a plan where she's basically selling one brother for another. So she gives him some information about Jace as long as Alec can go to Magnus's loft where Jace will be, so he can be healed, and then they can do whatever the fuck they want with Jace, basically. That's the decision she made, and that had to be really hard for her because they were both her brothers, so that's like selling one brother for another. And I was like, that's low-key bold, but like, what else was she supposed to do? Just let one brother die so another one could be on the run and never see her again? Like, it was all so shady and also like tragic. This episode was tragic, bruh. And like, I'm ready to see that scene where Isabel was crying while Aldertree was massaging her back. Like, I'm really ready for that scene because I want to know the context of it. I'm still really, like, confused about that, but I really want to see it. I don't know what else to tell y'all about Mama Clary because she's so trippy, and I'm so back and forth with her. I'm back and forth with her like I was back and forth with Jason season 1. Tragic. I don't know, man. This episode, this review is all over the place. This episode was just wild as fuck. Like, don't even watch this. Go watch the episode, cause this was trippy. This was trippy. This was a trippy episode, but it was a good episode. Like, those werewolves, I want to see more werewolves. I want to see a werewolf on the screen at least half of the show every episode, because those wolves were lit. They were the most interesting part of this episode. I want to hear more about werewolf law, like the whole blood for blood thing. Like, what other laws y'all got? Like, I'm so interested. I'm so interested in it, and I can't wait to hear more. Jace got arrested in the end, so we're gonna see what happens with him. He's gonna go to the Silent Brothers, I think. And I guess we'll just wait and see what happens. Oh, and then did you guys watch the preview for next week? Isabel had demon eyes. And I was like, yo, there's a demon. There's a demon in the Institute. That episode is about to be scary as hell. I can already tell, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. But yeah, I'm just rambling now. I know this review is all over the place. This isn't even a review. This is a reaction. Because, bruh, I ain't got nothing else to say, but wow. I hope you guys enjoyed this review / reaction. I know it's a little bit all over the place today, but you know, it be like that sometimes. This show got me messed up because it's so good, and I can't wait to see more. Please leave your comments below. What was your favorite part of the episode? Because if you tell me what your favorite part is, I'll actually be able to like talk to you about it like normal. So I will see you guys next time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Love ya. See ya. Bye.